evening. Let's see if I can pull it up on here. Everyone seems to be pretty busy today. I don't know where I played on here. hmm All right. Good evening. Good afternoon. Welcome everybody to SFMF Live Sunday. Sound check, mic check, and we'll get a video check here in a second. I have to call the other producer team, the production team down. Welcome everybody. Anybody hear that noise? Same time every week. Every Sunday we start at the same time. Sound check. Mic check, 5x5s. Name of Charlie. For those of you that don't know, means loud and clear, right? Phonetic alphabet, Lima Charlie. Hurrah. How about we see it up there? All right. It is Sunday. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully, you had time to spend at church today with God, with Jesus, some time to reflect. As soon as she gets us up on screen, I do want to, we're not going to take a moment of silence, but you should do that on your own. But we definitely 100% absolutely need to pray. Need to pray hard. Prayer works. If you don't know, if you haven't seen it in the news already, it's nationwide. Horrible, horrible flood in Texas. Kerrville, Texas. I just checked before we came on in the total count. Now was up to 68 dead through that flood. Completely tragic already anyway. Some of them, a good portion of them were children. So I can't even imagine. You can't imagine the devastation that they're dealing with now. So prayers to all the families, anyone affected. We did a moment of silence at church this morning. It even coincided with with today's message, coincidentally, and they have their um, it's set for months, if not weeks out, what they're going to talk about. But unreal. So God be with all of you, friends, families, neighbors. We have very good friends that live nearby. Hope they weren't affected. David Bryan, Texas offer still available. David, we are gonna talk. The producer and I looked, and yes, we're gonna talk. We need to get on. Need to get on a call after this ASAP because yes, we checked it out. All right. Again, everyone, please prayers to everyone in Texas. Thanks, John McJunkin. Amen. Appleby. Um, Jake Awesome, that's good. You don't know anyone who's affected by it, but the whole it's got to be Kerrville. What was the other one? What areas in that Comfort, Kerrville? Is there a Bend up there? I thought they mentioned something or Hunt, Texas. Everyone, blessings over to you and my sisters and brother. God, hope you heal your health, family, your carry anything you got going on. You can get through this. Stay strong, stay blessed up. Joys, appreciate that, Joy. That was great. Every J will be listening and drive to work. Someone man the time card. We're Lima Charlie. Thanks, Heavy J. Drive safe. Pay attention. Georgetown, Hunt, and Kerrville. Thanks, Anonymous. Um, all right. Again, prayers up. God be with all of you, all your family, friends, your areas. Horrible. All right. Uh, yeah, that's my whoopee. What you know about a whoopee? Say 82. Although I never called it that, never even heard of that until we did a short on the poncho liner he's talking about. The poncho liner. I didn't know it was called a whoopee. It's got to be an army thing. I don't think there's any Marines that ever called it that. Mark Hankins, rah. Lexi, rah. Coming from the UK, Webster. Daniel, oh Henry. Mark Hankins says we're Lima Charlie. All right, we're kicking it. All right, there's a producer. All right, we can We can kick it off. Now, Marine Corps all day. Slay 82. Do you, who called it a whoopee? Man, that's Vinny. Are there too many people on? Ew. Whoopies are for babies. It's called it a poncho liner. All right, John McJunkin. Just fine, Madam Producer. And how are you and the entire CC family? Still busy. Well, you hear us say that all the time, but it actually is. Couple cool topics we're going to talk about today is SFMF on the street. If you've seen it, we did a short, and we the producer put out a video on SFMF on the street. Not that it was our first time, but pretty much our first time. The the camera crew on that is Kimi Kimi Cocoa Puffs, and that was great. And into that, here's what I want to tell you: if you ever see us on the street, you better stop. You better stop and say something. Let us know who you are. Let's talk and let's get a camera out. Annie Banani and I just did. There's Kimi Kimi. Annie and I did for 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everyone. 200 almost 50 birthday of our nation, and strong as ever. We did a 4th of July 5K run. Annie Banani and I, and a couple people had recognized us, came up and took some pictures, but we're on a run, so we didn't have our stuff to do a quick interview or on the street or something. Couldn't share any swag, anything. But love all y'all for coming up and saying something. Appreciate that. Makes us feel really good. It was cool. It was very, very cool. So that's how we want to be on the street and a little impromptu. And we have a couple more in the vault. We have to edit and we have to get permissions and stuff, but you'll be seeing more. So if you like those SFMF on the street, let us know, because it was a lot of fun. And again, if you ever see me anywhere, please stop and say hello. All right. So SFMF on the street, you saw I was at MCRD San Diego, and it was with the drone instructor. Drone instructor Sean Padilla. Here's what I'll say first of all. Tons of views. I think people liked it, but good God, there's some haters. Being a drone instructor is intense already. He was a new hat, been on the street 4 or 5 months, getting some, right? Just killing the first year is the hardest. The first cycle is the extreme hardest. You're on lights. You're on lights to lights. You're on deck before lights come on, well before lights come on, and then you're on deck well after lights are out. Because you're walking, especially in the beginning, because you got people are missing home, thinking about running, thinking about hurting themselves. So you're on deck like 20 hours out of the 24 hours in a day. So you heard him say it a couple of times. He's getting laid as a drill instructor, but he volunteered for it, right? Give him his props. Good God. Some of the comments, 4 ribbons, really? Yeah, 3 or 4. 1 row of ribbons, his cover's crooked. And I know there's haters, right? We pray for the haters. They're mad at something else. They're mad at themselves, not at us. But I feel like some of those were Marines. Saying, oh, look at he's only got 3 ribbons. He hadn't deployed sergeant 5 years. What's the matter with them? Why hadn't he deployed? Kind of missing the entirety of the short was recognizing that particular MOS, right? And he's getting some. So funny, not funny. It's like grow up because I have a feeling those few haters that were in there, "Well, he doesn't deploy. Probably have never been a drill instructor, first of all, because they would recognize the commitment to being a drill instructor. And here's the funniest part: when I was a recruit way back with Jared, we had 4 drill instructors, and I think every single one of them had 3 ribbons. I think one of them had 4. And they were badasses, man. These guys were and my drone instructors were beast mode because I know what they did right there. David Bryant, ribbons mean nothing. Appearance means everything. That dude was squared away, man. Sergeant Medea. but just what he's engulfed in right now. That was the whole purpose of the um, being on the street and talking to him. We got a couple other ones. So so good on the 99% of you that gave him his props, because again, good on him. And deployments. Here's when I went on deployments, when the Marine Corps told me to. Right? Can you volunteer? Yes, there's opportunities here and there, and maybe I have volunteered on one or two, but my drill instructors hadn't deployed it because nothing was going on. Right? What has happened in the last 5 years that Soren Padilla, do you think he was dodging deployments? No, it just sometimes it just doesn't happen. It's hard because the 20-year war, all these lance corporals are stacked with ribbons because they're doing back-to-back deployments, because that was the needs of the Corps. They had no choice, right? They had a choice to enlist. They volunteered to enlist, sure. So good on Sergeant Padilla. I can't wait to hopefully we'll see him again, right? Next time we're at MCRD. But a great motivated drill instructor. Who is that? That was a Pogue. That was a Pogue comment. I love the Pogue comments too, because being in the infantry for 4 of my many deployments, you can't do nothing without the Pogues. Absolutely nothing. Infantry, battalion, company, squad, fire team, you can't survive without the Pogues. You gotta have them. All right. Brandon, running 2 miles the other day, strength workouts, days I'm not doing cardio. Again, here's what I'll tell you about running that 5K. It's been a while since I pounded the pavement. Right, I've been doing the elliptical just out of ease, maybe being a little lazy. Where we are now is pretty hilly, so I won't be able to get a good stride run. So I have been doing the elliptical for a little while. And then on July 4th, was that Friday? Yeah, July 4th, excuse me, pounding the pavement. It's a little different feeling. Right. I kind of had to remind myself, get back on the pavement. So those you getting ready for boot camp or just trying to stay in shape, lose some weight, whatever your goal is, you got to hit the pavement also, right? Do the elliptical, do the treadmill, do the stairmaster, all those machines. But to get a good solid workout, and you're working your entire body, you got to pound the pavement. Around. All right. um, back to being on the street. Again, we always talk about, yes, we're traveling again. We're traveling. We're always on the move. That's, I mean, that's life, right? Life takes over, and and we don't just roam the streets. But if you ever see us, please say something. Aloha Saucy. I was with you in Afghanistan 2011, 3-3 Kilo Company. Killer Kilo. 3-3 in 2011. Was that the first one or second one? Second one with who was your first sergeant? Aloha Saucy. I don't know if that was my first one with 3-3 or my second one, 2011. I got there in 10. 3-3 Kilo. Was that with Jimmy? First sergeant Jimmy? Was it? First sergeant first. Let us know who your first sergeant was. Aloha Saucy. 3-3. Killing tips on a 1.5 mile run. I think that's almost a waste of time, 1.5 miles. I don't I don't do anything less than three. Anything less than three. And I remember hearing a long time ago, and I don't remember who, the first 30 minutes of any workout, you don't start burning fat or gaining until after the first 30 minutes. So a mile and a half is going to take you 10 minutes. So you have to, I go 30 minutes or more, 3 miles or more, 100% of the time. I don't feel right if I run anything under less. Not a speed demon, and I'm not the runner of all runners, but I know it unless you sprint. If you're going to sprint that 1.5, by all means, sprint, jog, sprint, something like that. 30 minutes, right? Um, I saw his first sergeant Sutherland, so that was my second deployment with 3-3. Killer Kilo, or you were Kill Switch Kilo, I think. I think they changed it. John McJunkin had a tremendous 4th of July, giving away over 12,000 pulled pork, barbecue chicken, and roast beef meals. Awesome. John McJunkin and crew. So reserve units from all branches here, National Guard units, families for free. Amazing. God bless you, John McJunkin and your entire crew. God bless you. That's amazing. All right. Opinion on water fasting. I don't drink enough water. I don't recommend it. You don't need to. You need to hydrate. What? Water fasting? That means no water? Oh, oh. So only drinking water, no food. Doc Holiday. Hello, SFMF family. Just stop by, say hello. Hello, Doc. Get back to work. Don't get in trouble. Good to see you as always, brother. Come back and forth, in and out as you can. Opinion on water fasting. I got that wrong. I thought that meant no drinking water. I think what Hayden means is just drinking tons of water and no food. Yeah, I'm getting a yes at north and south. Um, I've never done it. Yeah, I don't drink enough water, but I got to think the producer has done it and survived like a week, 9 days. She's done it 9 days before. Good God, I can't. Oh, right there. Water fasting is great. Big O, how long does 3 mile take you to run these days? Well, funny you ask, because we just did it on Friday, Big O, and I think our times were, I think I was 29 minutes, wasn't it? Now, let me tell you, the headwind was very, very strong. The first mile was uphill, and then the last mile was against the wind. It was on a flight line where all the wind was in. I'm a bigger guy, so I think it did take me 29 minutes. 9-minute miles. What about you, there it is. The rhino and the giraffe. Yes, sir. You ready? You ready for another marathon? Uh, All right. Uh, Sam Caceres is back. Good evening, Sergeant Major. You speaking with Sergeant Badia? Did I see you? And the Nike Air Force Ones kicking it old school. Awesome. Yeah. You know, I had some Air Force Ones on. I need some more too, by the way. Where's Kimi Cocoa Puffs? I need two per. Thanks. Thanks for the setup. Does anybody know to include Kimi Cocoa Puffs where the term just do it came from? And I saw short on it, and don't quote me on dates and names and individuals involved, but does anyone know where that term just do it came from? I'll give you a couple minutes and I'm gonna tell you what I heard. And it was on the internet, so it's got to be true. Let's hear it. Let's hear Kimi's description of it. All right, Joey says, my son is getting out of the Marines after 10 years. Can you give me any hints on how he's going to adjust to civilian life? Yes, I can, Joey. And this is why we're all here. This is what this channel is all about. So, one, get your son on the channel ASAP and have him start asking questions, because that's primarily why we're doing this. And here's what I can tell you right off the bat, but I'm going to hit it at the end of the show. Kind of three topics, but transitioning out after 10 years, he is a Marine through and through. He bleeds green. And yes, eats crayons for your Army guys. So it's going to be a difficult transition out of the Marine Corps. So we will talk about that. See if you can get him on here now. Um, Killer Kilo, First Sergeant Sutherland, Afghanistan with Gunny Sergeant Wright, First Sergeant Rice, Okie, Mad Dog 2020. Right. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. America's Battalion. That was a great deployment. Man, I missed that one. Hit that like button, folks. Double tap your phone screen. Double tap it. God bless you and thank you for your service. Thank you, Big Daddy. Wait a minute. I'm Big Daddy. Doc Holiday, get some devil dogs. All right, let me tell you this Nike thing, and Kimmy, correct me if I'm wrong. Doc Holiday, $20. Doc, you are the man. Always, always, always. Appreciate you. Thanks for your continued support. Thanks for always being here, Doc. And don't get in trouble at work. Thanks. Appreciate you. Gunny East is here. Give thanks to our fellow business businesses who supported our Give Back to the Words 4th of July celebration. Thanks to Academy Bank, Navy Fed. Awesome. Everyone who supported John McJunkin and crew to serve over 2,000 meals. What was it? Amazing. Thank you, Doc. Uh, there it is. Kaylin looked it up. Apparently, a prison row quote going for execution. Let's do it. That's it. Is that true? Is it real? So I just saw a short, and it was a guy was on in this black and white and gray days. So it was a long time ago. He was on death row. I don't remember what he did to get on death row, and it was a execution style. So they lined him. They put him in this warehouse. He saw a chair at the end. It was for him to sit in that chair and strap his arms and legs and put a thing over his head. The sharpshooters were all behind a curtain, and it's a topic for another discussion later why they do that. And the firing squad was ready, and the warden, whoever walked up to the guy, and he's like, "Any last words before we commence this?" And he said the words, "Just do it." So they did it. Boom. That guy who asked him any final words, is he the CEO of Nike? How is he involved? Did he start Nike? I don't remember that part. Huh? Maybe it's a little morbid, she said, but yes, based on prisoners, quote, let's do it. And that's all that guy said. The guy who asked him was like, let's make a t-shirt. Let's make a shoe come out. I don't know what his thought process was. But how crazy is that? Just do it. All right. Carrie Ann Marie Potts is here. Did you celebrate the 4th of July, Carrie Ann Marie? You celebrated it for us. Thank you for the well wishes. I did see your comment on that. Appreciate you. Uh, Holy cow, no kidding. Yeah, yeah. If that we're waiting to get confirmation from Kimi Kimi Cocoa Puffs. Old Jyrene is here. Howdy. SFMF on the street. Again, we are looking forward to doing more of that. That was really fun. Obviously, I need to get better at it, and we'll discuss. We'll do some impromptus. I wanted to do it on the 4th, but again, we had nothing with us. I was still surviving, trying to recover from from that 5 miler. I mean, 5K, 3 miles. Um, Inmate Gary Gilmore. That's right. So see if you can find that short, Kaylin. That's what I it just popped up in my feed. Is how I knew that. All right. Um, Again on the street. We look forward to more of that. Recruiter assistance. That's what I want to talk about. One of the shorts I did is recruiter assistance beneficial because right out of boot camp, I had it offered. I think most of you know my story by now. Didn't know much about the Marine Corps before I joined. Kind of figuring it out through boot camp. Liked it, liked the direction. I needed someone to yell at me and point me in the right direction. So the savior, the recruiter saved my life. Boot camp saved my life. And then as soon as I got back from boot camp, my recruiter asked me, "Hey, do you want to stay? 30 days leave. I mean, 30 more days at home. You can spend here. You'll just work with me. Be a recruiter's assistant." I was like, 30 days at home? Sure. Sounds great. And he didn't work me that hard. I would show up every day. We'd be in blue dress deltas. We'd be in full blue dress one day, be in Charlie's with PT gear. It was a nice mix. Once he realized he can trust me, gave me the van. I would go to the high school, my old high school back, like, wow, really? Oh my God, I can't believe you made it. Went to malls, talked to people, made some phone calls, sit in the office, called people. The best part about it was meeting the Marine recruiters, the other recruiters, and talking story that Stephen Choicy was a gunnery sergeant Vietnam guy. So it was great talking to him and just learning more and more about the Marine Corps. It was awesome. That's where he saw some guys with ribbons, not my drill instructors. Again, they were the 3 ribbon 4-year sergeants. But it was great. and I helped him get a couple people in. I was already meritorious PFC. I didn't need that credit, but it felt good helping the recruiters. And I did put in the back of my head, man, these guys work hard. I don't know if I'd ever want to do this for a living. Again, I didn't realize how it worked back then. It's a B, that was a PFC, a B billet. You have to do it for 3 years and you quotas and you could get fired. I didn't know all that behind the scenes stuff, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but I was ready to get started with my Marine career, the FMF. So 30 days was a little too long for me. I wanted to go. After about 2 weeks, I was like itching to go. And then somebody even said it in the comments, now all your peers from boot camp are already a couple weeks ahead of you. Luckily, I went to it's before MCT, so I didn't go straight to SOI. I went straight to my MOS school. Luckily, they were so far behind in schools. I was on that magical working party for 3 months before engineer school started. So quickly caught up, right? Um, so overall, my assessment was recruiter's assistant, good for me. It was. But know this, like I said in the short, it's a request. Your recruiter has to seek you out and ask for it. You can't have 20 kids on recruiter assistance. They got to manage it. Needs of the Corps, needs of the RSS, the recruiting stations, the substations. But it was good. I have no regrets that I did it whatsoever. But I had heard about some. Here's when it came back, and because you can do it as a Marine, as a seasoned Marine corporals and sergeants, they do go back. After my first deployment with 2-5, I think it was our first deployment, Iraq, came back. 30 days leave is not enough after a tough deployment. So Marines were going on recruiter assistance. They go back home, spend their leave, talk to the recruiters. Hey, can you keep me 30 days? I'll be recruiter assistant, corporals and sergeants. Again, everybody kind of wins. The recruiter gets help. The Marine gets to stay home a little longer and whatever. But I had a couple Marines call from the recruiting station back to 2-5 and said, "First son, can you get me back? This guy's working me like a dog." So know what you're getting yourself into. Talk to your recruiter, boots, talk to your recruiter before you go. Say, hey, would there be an opportunity 3 months from now? Can I come back and be your recruit assistant? And what would that look like if I do? Just get as much information as you can. Any current working recruiters right now, talk to your Poolees. Hey, would you want to come back? Here's what I'm going to have you do. So I think as long as communication is good between everybody, it's another win-win situation. Recruiters, assistants, and you get promotion points out of it. All right. Just again, know that because I've also heard stories of recruiter assistants. I ain't do nothing for 30 days. Again, is that who's that good for? Right. So know what you're getting yourself into. All right. Uh, and who's got the clock, by the way? We got the clock on us. Plenty time, plenty time. The the transition piece, we will hit it a little early because we had the question. Hopefully he got his son on here. This is a Marine that's transitioned out of the Marine Corps after 10 years. So what we always say is 4 years or an entire career, it doesn't matter. 4 years as a Marine changes your life. Boot camp changes your life. So there's some change going on already. So a 4 year career, a 40-year career. Transition happened when you got there. So it's got to happen again when you get out. Hold on, time out. It's Carrie Emery's birthday. What day? Happy birthday, Carrie Emery. Oh, are you looking it up? Happy birthday to you. Want me to sing? Can I sing happy birthday? I won't. I won't do that to y'all. So transition. The transition piece is tough. Everywhere from the very, very beginning of it, And in the time that the time has gone by, and a lot more is being recognized, and with today's social media, it's talked about more, and I think it's improving. I truly believe that it is improving the transition period because of the knowledge and information and people that want to help, people who had a hard time with it and want to help out so nobody else has to do it the hard way. The ones who don't talk about it are the ones who transitioned right into another job, another career, family, everything was set. They went to their hometown, they got a great job, six-figure job, they're over and done with. I want to believe they would help other ones, other Marines getting out, all branches of service, any branch of service, moving from being active to completely out. Um, but it just seems like the ones who did have struggles throughout are the ones that, man, they want to reach back. Man, don't do it this way. Make sure you do this. This is the separation part that really got me. And here's what you need to do. I learned OJT in it. OJT. I didn't even apply for my disability until 2 years after I retired. What the heck was I waiting for? I didn't know what I didn't know. The transition briefs, again, I don't know what they're calling them now, but transition briefs are great. I did mine in Afghanistan, so I was not paying attention. I missed a lot. And it was mandatory. I remember to make sure you sign in because it's mandatory. You have to do it. But it's more than a check in the box. Okay, CC went. Let's find out what he learned. Let's go back. Let's get after action from all those people who have transitioned, who've taken the class. Let's get a 2 year mark and get a questionnaire online. Send them an email saying, "Hey, you've been out for 2 years. Any recommendations? Can you give us any after actions?" Make it a survey. Anything so those giving those transition classes can tailor it, can cater to the things that they need to tailor it to. Um, because there's things you don't think about, right? I was that guy. I knew it all, right? It was a battalion sergeant major. What could you tell me that I don't already know? I didn't know I'm not going to be, if I was going to be near a base or not. Base education. I think I told you this. I didn't finish taking classes as an active duty Marine. So I waited till after I wanted to save my GI Bill. So I ended up paying out of pocket for a degree. How dumb is that? So it's everything. It's the questions you don't know you have, right? Disability. When can I start? Thought I saw somebody put it on there. I think now you can start a year out with your disability claims, which is great. I do remember someone telling me take um, many photocopies of your medical and dental record. Did do that. Got the originals signed for them. Made copies right away. Anytime someone needed something, I gave it out. Here's a recent one that's been kicking me in the butt. Your DD 214. Your DD 214 is that document, right? They make T-shirts out of them. What unit you with? I'm DD 214. DD 214 alumni. Your DD 214 is your discharge paperwork. And then there's a couple pages. It has all your ribbons, all your deployments, your years of service, years on ship, tons of information, everything except the DD 214 member 4, which is font is this big on the very bottom left hand corner of that page says member 4. That has your characteristic of discharge. It's not on your original DD 214. It's DD 214 member 4. So I needed it recently. And when I got my DD 214, people say take a picture of it, make copies of it. I had 20 copies of it. Took a picture, scanned it, put it on my phone. I've never had a problem with my DD 214 or locating it. The member 4 copy had some kind of redundant information as the original one, but the one had my name, date of birth, social, when I came in, how long I've been in, again, my sea service, all my ribbons, all my deployments, all my awards. That's it. That you need everything. I never realized, yes, I'm a boot, that it didn't have the characterization of discharge, honorable, other than dishonorable, the five characteristics. So I just recently had to order it because I can't find that copy anymore. So whatever you get from admin when you get out, take photos of all of them, put them on your phone, scan them, put them on your phone, label them, keep them, and then make hard copies. Make multiple hard copies of all of them, and then tell your wife where they are. Yes, put them with birth certificates of your kids, your birth certificate. Keep all that stuff in a black box somewhere in case something happens. But again, how simple is that? How simple is that? At the transition brief, it used to be called TAP and TAMP. Some places it may still be. Either way, right here, woodworking Gunny Bear says, if you turn in your package to the VA between 90 and 180 days from your EAS, you qualify for BIS. Maybe, maybe. I just heard about Center for Counseling and Things, Veteran Center for Counseling and Things. Definitely get a copy of your entire SRB. It helped me tremendously 30 years later. Keep all of it. And I just recently tried to go through a lot of my stuff. And if you do anything over one enlistment, two enlistments, you're going to have a lot of paperwork. A lot of it I don't need. I need to go through it and shred what I don't need and get rid of it. But it's travel orders. Remember the old way, some old gyrene, anytime you traveled, everything was pen to paper. Where you left, time and date. Where you stopped, time and date. That was so you can get paid for that travel. That was a pain in the butt. Everything's electronic now. But even once you do it electronically after your travel, print it out, save it, tuck it in a binder. You never know when you're going to need it. If you owe the government money, they're going to get it, right? They control your money. If they owe you money, it could take a little while for you to get it. No pay due, right? Anyone ever have a NPD? No pay due. For some reason, there's a mistake in admin and you're not getting paid this pay period. Oh, we didn't fix it yet. Someone in the comments, I don't remember on what video it was, 3 months, 3 months of no pay dues. Some of you may be able to be okay with that because then you're going to get a fat check once they collect it all. But if you're a young Marine, married, has some kids, you can't go more than one payday without getting paid. So all your ducks in order. Don't forget to get a copy of your medical, dental, SRB copies. Should I do military if I got a kid? El Rulas. Yes, why not? Why that having a kid shouldn't stop you from it. Happens all the time. There are Marines recruits go to boot camp with married and have kids already. But absolutely, that shouldn't stop you whatsoever. The 10-year guy, back to hit that question one more time, is w- definitely 100% start now. I don't remember when you said he was getting out, but soon. He should have already started a whole bunch of it. And one is again making copies of all your records. If he's married, has kids, do they know where they're going to reside? Is his wife from the same hometown? These are all things that you got to think about. Where are you going to purchase a home? If you've been renting this whole time, stop renting. You're throwing your money away. Invest in a home. Purchase a home. Use your so to buy a home. VA home loans. Use your VA home loan. Thank you, Christopher. All of a sudden, the producer didn't know. Use your VA home loan. No money down, no mortgage insurance. You save right off the bat, right in the beginning, especially when you're making that transition. If you haven't done it already, saving on no money down depends on what state you're buying in. It could be 10%, 15%, 20% of the value of the home. That could be a lot of money because homes are expensive. So using the VA loan, not having to put that money down can save you a ton of money. Um, and then where are you going to work? Again, I don't want to say most Marines, but most Marines do have a job lined up, especially if you've been in a while. What would you like to talk about? Okay. All right. So it's never too early to start preparing to get out. That's facts. Talk to people who've already done it. Get on channels like this and start working it. Everything you need to know. You don't know what you don't know. All right. So work on it. Yeah. Right there. Old Irene. Yeah, man. The VA home loan came in handy when I bought a house in beautiful Southern Virginia. Don't waste your money anymore. Base housing is not free. Maybe do a short on everything needed. Problem is, it won't be a short, but it could be a couple shorts. Galen, appreciate that. Yeah, definitely. In Florida, if a vet has 100% disability, no property tax on primary home. Florida sounds like Florida. You serve, you deserve. It's what Marines tell me. Find out. Find out what states do allow, what states are best for veterans, because they're not all equal. So find out which states are the best. We talked about the home of record, right? Where do you want your home of record to be when you enlist, and you can change it once? Right? Some of the comments were saying that you can change your home of record. Residency is wherever you are, but your home of record, where you can apply for college and VA benefits, is your home of record where you enlisted from. All right, John McJunkin says, I'd like to ask my recruiter Staff Sergeant Denali and Corporal Young, where is a full service spa? Yes, that's the kind of things you need. All part of boot camp when you ship out. Logan ships out for basic next month. Marine Corps, right? Boot camp. Purple Heart cities that are good for veterans. Amen. Uh, Not this shirt, old Jyrene. I don't remember where we got this. Someone was asking a while ago on 3 or 4 different shorts, and he got pretty angry. Where'd you get the shirt? Where'd you get the shirt? Where'd you get the shirt? I've asked 5 times. Where'd you get the shirt? I don't buy my own clothes, but the gifts, friends, and yes, SFMF shirts you can get soon. 2 weeks, we'll open the merch store back up. Carrie Ann Marie Potts, the birthday girl, said, love the interview with the Marine. Definitely need more like that. Awesome. Thank you. Because we want to do that as well. We're getting a battle rhythm. We are. It's been more just battle, but but we're gonna get in a battle rhythm, and you're gonna see a lot more of that. Some more long form content. I love doing the shorts, but we are gonna definitely mix it up. Um, Crystal River is a Purple Heart city. Awesome. Love seeing those. I love seeing too is veteran parking at Lowe's, right? There's a restaurant, Cracker Barrel has veteran parking spots. Come on, how cool is that? Plan to join the Marines after I finish high school in 1 year. Do you know how to study and get the GT part of the ASVAB test? Here's what I'll tell you. Um, Taken out as a junior, you should have already taken ASVAB so you get comfortable with it, get familiar with it. You can take it multiple times. Get with your recruiter on how far you have to wait. They do take your highest score if you scored great, but you study and want to take it again, and that score is not as good. Happened with USMC Cece. She was able to use her higher score. So there's the ASVAB for dummies. Try it. Talk to people who've taken it, but take it. Get the experience taking it. Study, study, study. I took mine in high school just to get out of class one day. Did pretty good. Recruiter said, "Hey, why don't you study this time and do better?" And I did. Studied for 2 weeks, and I scored. They scored it different back then, but I had a great score after I studied for only 2 weeks. So study for it, uh, and you can improve it. And all it does is open up more jobs for you, more MOSs, more availability. So you make the decision on what MOS you want. What's the cutoff age for military service? Just turned 35. Well, lucky for you, T, there's a waiver for everything. Right now it's 17 to 28, but you can waive up to 42. Is that in effect it? You can waive up to 42. There's a waiver for everything. And we had a 34-year-old that we didn't know him, but we saw a story on him. 34 years old, graduated. And I know there's been more. So definitely talk to the recruiter. Physically fit, mentally tough, they can get you in. A recruiter can make it happen and get you in. Open contract here, got lucky. Combat engineer, JTB. Open contract. You can choose that. Score high, so hopefully they're gonna put you where the Corps needs you if you go open contract. Most open contracts from what I've seen, motor T, somebody's just talking about that, cooks, supply, you're taking a chance. But if you just want to be a Marine, right? I tell you about that coworker I had, you joined the Marine Corps to be a Marine. Your job is secondary, which is a fact. Join the Marine Corps to be a Marine, a rifleman, and then your second job. All right. Casey says, I don't think the Corps will take me because of my finger tattoo. It's a damn shame, but I'm pursuing Army. You never know. That's why go talk to recruiters. You're gonna have to go to MEPS. You're gonna have to request a waiver. Depends on what the finger tattoo is. But there's waivers for everything. Think about getting it, how bad you want it, how bad you want to be a Marine. Don't settle for something you don't want because of something as simple as that. Right. I've known two tattoo waivers. So they're out there. Casey, talk to your recruiter. Talk to your recruiter, see if you can take medical sessions to laser the tattoo off. If it's finger tattoo, it's got to be small. So again, how bad you want it. Yeah, right. Is that an excuse? Right. Because Marines, how many times have you heard this? I was going to join Marines, but what? Let's go. Don't be a pogue. Mike, Aggie, we need pogues. Pogues. The Corps could not survive without pogues. We need them. I'm sure they have a flat foot waiver too, right? I'm guessing there's a waiver for everything. You can request a waiver for everything. Do they all get passed? No, of course not. You'll never find out if you don't ask. About a breaking and entering felony, waivers for everything. At well, a certain time in the Marine Corps, we were taking film. Was it beefing up for Desert Storm, Somalia? I don't know. Something we opened it up for a whole lot more because we were trying to get to 200,000. Right, we're at like 160 at the time. So you'll never know unless you ask. Is the money worth it? Says Aiden. Look it up. You can go online and find out what. You mean being in the service, being in the military, is the money worth it? Look online. Everybody knows exactly how much everyone gets. So it's not a secret. What they don't talk enough about, though, is retirement. If you stay 20 years, the benefits of retirement for the military are amazing. They truly are. I don't talk about that enough. So check it out. And then again, you make that decision. Killer says Army stands for ain't ready for the Marines yet. McJunkin just found out that I could have been kept from all the running in boot camp due to my toe bunion. You better take care of that bunion. It's not too late. Mike Aggie, that's a good point. Don't join for the money. No, of course not. And military members don't get paid a lot, right? Everyone joins for different reasons. Some do join for the money. Some join for college. Some join to get out of their hometown. Join for numerous reasons. It's what you do while you're in that defines you of as that service member, right? But no, you're not going to become a millionaire by joining. You could, if you do it right, right? Any job. Why do I see vets in the street begging for money? Why do you see anybody in the streets begging for money? And how do you know they're vets? I bet most of the time they're not even vets. Does it happen? Happens in every single society, every job, every yeah. I mean, great question. Right? How do we get them people? off the streets. We don't do it for the money, we do it for the title. Old Jyrene. Boom. Mic drop right there. Veterans, check out Southern Miss Center for Military Veterans, Service Members, and Families. Thank you, Freedoms. Any and every opportunity. There's so many programs out there. So that's why veterans shouldn't be on the street begging. If they apply themselves, they get very aggressive and find out, yes, and things happen. Life happens. Uh, um, Bad luck. All those things do happen. But if you're an able body and you can work, you shouldn't be on the street. You shouldn't be begging for nothing. And even if you are, when you see those, here's what I don't like. And I got mixed feelings about it. If I believe they're a veteran, I like to give back when I can, when I know it's for a good reason. But if you're gonna like when here's what I don't like when I see sports teams help us get to Las Vegas for the championship, give us money. But you do something for that money. Get a car wash, do a bake sale, make some kind of craft, go mow lawns, rake leaves, depending on where you are. Do some work, and I'll be much more inclined to give you money. Not if you just stand on a street corner with a basket and say, fill this up for me. Do something. Earn that money. Fireman, yes, if you see big fireman boot, do something for that money. 100%. Love to help anyone out. I'm not rich, but I definitely help someone out who's working for it. Right? I wouldn't expect a free handout just stand there holding a sign, cardboard that says help. Death in the and there are circumstances where people all of a sudden find themselves without a job, without a house, without a get it. But use that money for a shave and a haircut and a new T-shirt and go find a job. All right. David Bryant, on fire, buddy. Give to an organization, not individuals. Right. I did see this one time. I was at a Burger King going through the drive-through, and there was a homeless at the end of the drive, so everyone had to see it. Please help. And a guy pulled over, handed him a bag of food. Right. And the guy's like, I couldn't hear the conversation, but he took the food and like, can I have some money? They want money. You're at a drive-through. At the end of a drive-through, you're clearly hungry. Take the food, be grateful, nourish your body, go get a job. Hate to say it, but where do they spend that money? Right? You see them saying homeless people smoking, drinking, doing things, not using the money like they should be using it. So be careful who you give to. I'll help anyone out as long as they're also trying to help themselves. Right? There are too many stories. Too many short stories of people that aren't homeless. They just get dressed up in it and go on the street corner, and that's how they make all their money. And go back to their BMW and drive to their house. That's a little extreme. I don't know how true that is, but give to organizations. I like that. All right. Jordan Hammond. What's up, brother? Good evening. Happy belated 4th of July. May God bless this country. May God bless our president, and may God bless the United States of America. Era. Definitely. I'm with you, Jordan. Hope you had a great 4th of July celebration. We did, the SFMF team. Two of us ran a fun run for it. Everyone else, we hung out, barbecued, and celebrated our country. Cletus, find this by accident, great contact, stay in the firefight. Thank you, Cletus. Appreciate you, brother. Hang out for us with us for a little while. Hang it out, make some comments, let us know what you'd like to talk about. This is a growing community of warriors. Just the content, not the content, the comments is what keeps this baby alive. You guys are amazing. We just did watch the video, the most recent one, SFMF on the street. We're going to start doing a whole bunch of those. McJunkin says, I enlisted because the recruiter told me that I could pick up ladies easier while I'm dressed blues. Yes, that is a tactic recruiters use, but forgot to tell me that graduating boot camp was the only way to get them. Yes, you got to do the hard work to get the best uniform on the planet. Come on, McJunkin. Your still fits. I'm sure your blues still fit, right? If not, you got to do some push away from the table, right? Serve all you want, but you can't eat as much as you 4 months out, 4 months out from the birthday ball season, right? So time to cut, time to get on that treadmill for a little bit. the elliptical, and then pound the pavement. You got to fit in that uniform. Recovery takes hard work. There are great organizations, Christopher. Yes, I think as well. PTSD veterans have issues. They can't cope without intervention. That's why you got to get the help that you need. You have to be vocal about it. You have to talk about it. Remember the days of way back when you didn't mention the word suicide. Now you talk about it. It takes a man to ask for help, right? You're not weak if you ask for help. That's the best message I've ever received. You're weak if you don't say anything. You're weak if you don't ask for help. Man up. All right. How did prior service perform at boot camp? Cookie Monster, great question. Old Jerry and Sergeant Major soon to interview with CMC on the street. You are, or that's what I should interview the commandant. Would love to. Let's make it happen. Chris remembers when the Corps turned 200. Wow. Cookie Monster, how do prior service perform at boot camp? That's a great question. It really is. As a drill instructor, as a recruit, I don't know if we had any in my platoon. Again, I was lost myself just trying to survive. But as a drill instructor, I had a couple Army guys that I remember. One was that 31-year-old private, prior service Army. He was an '08. He was an artillery guy. I don't know what they call it in the Army, but '08, 11 for us. Artillery, 31 years old, 6 years older than I was. So I used to dog him, right? The whole platoon called him Pops. Was a good dude. Turned out to be a good Marine. He did well in boot camp, a little slower. He wasn't as spry as the 18 and 19-year-old um, I almost say kids, recruits, but he did very well. And he used his maturity to his advantage, right? His prior service to his advantage. Didn't sweat the stuff. He knew some of it was just mind games, if you will. So he was already mentally tough. And a second one later on doesn't stand out. I don't remember another Army guy. I don't remember too much about him, but he was good to go as well. I think the more prepared you are, the better you'll do. So I don't think I don't have anything negative to say about prior service, any other branch going to Marine boot camp. Well, Jyrene had a 31-year-old Navy vet at boot camp. Taught us how to spit shine. There you go. I'm telling you, if that prior service guy or girl uses that to their advantage, everybody wins. Love it when everyone wins. Arian, so I mean, did you have any advice for Marines who want to go the senior enlisted route? If you're enlisted, you should want to go the senior enlisted route. So absolutely. And I've said this before throughout my career. Asked, I had been asked throughout my career, you ought to go warrant officer. You ought to try and commission. You ought to try. I absolutely loved everything about the enlisted world. Never once considered changing. Nothing against officers. Our young Annie Benanni is going to be a Marine officer. So 100% support that as well. As a young Marine, as a young enlisted Marine, they tell you, and maybe officers too, you think about the rank, 2 ranks above what you are. So as a Lance Corporal, you're already thinking about being a sergeant. I don't know how I feel about 2 ranks ahead, but definitely 1 rank ahead. When you get promoted to sergeant, you should already know how to do it, right? You can't wait until you pin on sergeant and then learn how to be a sergeant. Too late. So definitely, as soon as you get promoted to sergeant, start thinking about staff sergeant if you haven't already, and working towards find out what it means to be a staff NCO. What's the difference between an E5 and an E6? Now you're in a different category. You're in the staff NCO, right? So learn as much as you can and talk to all senior enlisted. Ask questions. I told a story about we met this Annie Benanni and I. We went to visit a West Point briefing, and they had one of their cadets there who kind of gave the brief. And this was to administrators, deans of schools. It was a great group of people that West Point was briefing. And this cadet, a first year cadet, she got up there and gave a brief, the confidence, and she was she just was killing it. She said what she did as soon as she got to West Point, she had a pen and paper, old school, not on her phone, not on a tablet, pen and paper, and went to each office in the schoolhouse, in the administration building, wherever, and just ask questions. You're a West Point grad, and tell me what was your toughest part? What's the easiest part? What did you enjoy most? How did you get to where you are? And just ask tons of questions. I mean, this was a year ago. And you can just tell her confidence that she's going to be a great Army officer one day. So talk to people, find out what is it like to be a senior enlisted? What's it like to be an officer? It's still to this day, highly encourage Annie Benet to do the same. She hears it all from her enlisted dad and her enlisted sister. We're at USMC CC. So now she's got to talk to female enlisted, and female officers in general. Talk to colonels, right? And they've met a couple of generals, right? Did they? Colonels, right? Lieutenant colonels all the way up, lieutenants all the way up. Talk to all the officers. Right. Thank you, Kimi Cocoa Puffs. Appreciate it, brother. That's inside joke. Does Paris Island have? You took your hand off. Hurrah. Um, Great question. Though no one has ever put it like that. What do you recommend about being a senior enlisted? And your goal as a junior enlisted should be to be a senior enlisted one day. Remember, you can learn from the bad leadership, right? Sometimes you learn a little more from poor leadership than you do from good leadership. You learn what you're not going to do, right? Leadership is constant, 24/7. You heard me say it many times. Successes are due to leadership. Failures are due to leadership. People don't leave bad companies, they leave bad leadership. So a bad leader at the top can affect everyone. And you get your, can I say bitching? Marines bitch. If a Marine's not complaining about something, something's wrong because no unit is perfect. It's when they stop complaining to you that you have a problem. They stop complaining or stop discussing or stop bringing things up because you don't fix it. You're not going to do anything about it. That's when you've lost them. Leadership is gone. Um, yeah, like taking poor advice from the internet. It's got to be true if it's on the internet. Poolees, let's go. John McJung, get him. We're ready. We're rolling. Um, what time frame was that? Riddick Bowe? What's the producer talking about? He was what? Yeah, and the whole Riddick Bowe thing. Um, was it San Diego? Did he go to San Diego? But I remember the whole story. I knew it was a recruiter. And you probably know better than I do, obviously, if he was in your platoon, but how he even got to enlist was he was in a fight. The color guard were Marines for his fight. I don't know who he was fighting at that time. The color guard came out and they did their thing. They look awesome and sharp as always. And as they're walking off the ring, Riddick Bowe says to the recruiter, "Hey, come to my room after the fight. I want to talk to you." After the fight, the recruiters go up. They talk to Riddick Bowe. He said, "I want to be a Marine before I fight Mike Tyson." Right? So the recruiter obviously, let's go. Hurrah, sign, press hard. Got to go through 3 copies, raise your right hand. You're in. Problem was, again, this is hearsay. So help me out, whoever said that. Couple things. He wanted to be non-deployable, right? He don't want to ever leave his hometown because or the United States because he's a boxer, he's a professional boxer. Two, in boot camp, he couldn't box because he was a professional boxer. His hands are lethal and whatever. It was a Leon Spinks fight. Okay. So there's a couple things in this contract that I think they went back and forth. First of all, you join the Marine Corps, you ain't getting no non-deployable waiver. That's one waiver you ain't gonna get because you're going to fight if it comes up. So that was an issue. And then not being able to box because his hands are lethal. And then he just I heard it was that was the telltale one. He couldn't hang in boot camp. It was a little different than what he expected. And he did not want to deploy. So let me know if that sounds right. Uh, Funny, that was the Leon Spinks fight. He won too, that one. Randall Knapp, good evening, brother. How are you? A good Marine leader I served with once said, "It isn't about Marines complaining. We do. It's what they complain about that shows the unit morale." Again, it's when they stop complaining. Is when you've completely lost it. Especially when you get answers like this. Well, if you don't like it, you can leave. That's got to be the worst leadership statement I've ever heard in my life. And here's when you know you're wrong, when you don't just hear it from one employee, multiple employees over time, the same complaints over and over. And then you hear it from your customer, whatever your customer base is, the same complaints over and over and over. And your answer is, well, if you don't like it, you can leave. If you don't like it, you can find another organization. If you don't like, how about you detach for a second and stop being so selfish and find out what the problem is? What the problem is? What is wrong? Why are you hear from one guy? Okay, two guys, nah. But if you hear it from multiple sources over and over years, we're not just talking a short period of time, over years, same issues, same problems. You're fielding the same phone calls, the same emails. You're fighting the same battle over and over, or you might be doing something wrong. In fact, you're doing something wrong. Selfish leadership, no transparency, no communication. You're in it for the wrong reason. What's your passion? You in it for the money? Really? John McJunkin, Poolee Fournier asks, is boot camp going to be this exhausting? We just ran 3 miles, walked 2 miles, plus I did 53 push-ups, 8 pull-ups, 10 minutes of flutter kicks. It's average day in boot camp. You don't run, excuse me, as much as I believe that recruits should. And that's just because of tight training schedule. Excuse me, one more. But you're going to be doing a lot of walking and not walking. You're going to be speed walking. Where's Josiah at? You're going to walk like Josiah Moreno everywhere he goes. Your calves or your shins are going to be burning. But push-ups, pull-ups, flutter kicks, bends and thrusts, mountain climbers, now planks. Excuse me. You're going to be doing a whole bunch of those all day, every day. No, nice try. And marching. Yes, J Dub. Shin splints are real. You just might get them because the speed at which you're going to be walking. Uh, Maybe. Yeah, base training in Britain, I don't feel enough training for heavy gear. You're going to be carrying gear. You're going to be carrying the gear a lot. You're going to be tired, hungry. All those things are going to affect your everyday activity. So what you did today, Poolie, get ready to do it every day, all day. I think I'm good. Thank you. Great NCO ignores zero tolerance, compassion, and counseling can turn a Marine around. Menachem, what's up, my brother? Menachem, you chaps yet? Hey, Sergeant Major, how's it going? Been away from home, or is this a different room? We're on the road, brother. We are on the road. Pray for us. How's your training going? What do they call the chaplain in the Army? Do they call them chaps? That's what Marines call our Navy chaplains. We call them chaps. or sir. Yes. Give me Cocoa Puffs. Yes, thank you. I'm good. Typhoid Mary. Yes, that's what I sound like. And someone from another country join the U.S. Army. You can join the U.S. Marines, but yes, again, get with your recruiter, get with this stateside recruiter if you're in another country right now. But yes, it does happen all the time. What should I be praying for, Sergeant Major? First and foremost, Menachem, if you weren't here in the beginning of the show, we kind of did a silent prayer. I didn't do a moment of silence. I'm asking everybody to do that later for everyone in Texas. Hill Country, Texas just got devastated by a massive flood. 68 was the count, dead. The last I looked, about 2 hours ago now. Still plenty missing. They went through a camp, children perished. So please, one, first and foremost, pray for them. And then just keep us in your prayers. We're working this baby. Brains don't smile. I need to show y'all funny J-Dub, and then I'll hit McJunkins. 80 now, Randall. Wow, so sad. You've seen Marine Command photos, right? They're always like this right here, or like this, or some are even like this. Marines always try to look the very hardest possible, male and female. This one I just saw at a gym that I've been going through the last couple of weeks. Female, it scares me just looking at it. Motivated, hardcore. You got to show everybody how hard you are. Except a lot of officers seem to smile quite a bit. I think they're happy. My very last command photo I ever took was like this. In alphas, everything set. Sergeant Major had my name with the trim and in front of the colors. Hurrah. That was my last command photo. You won't believe that I actually got phone calls about that. Bro, you can't smile in your command photo. Says who? Hey, they said, do you want to take it again? Or something? How was something funny? Your command photo came out. You had a smile on it. So I'm happy. Well, shoot. Why not? You got to look hard. Who am I trying to look hard for? People know me, but I got slack flack. I got flack from that for smiling in a command photo. So that just made me put them up everywhere. I took out some. If anyone wants one, let me know. Smiling in my command photo. Come on, get that chip off your shoulder. Just look normal. Right? How about just looking normal instead of? I did it too. I was just as guilty. I would tell you, no, take it again, take it again. Let me think of something. I would get angry. Why? All right. Never said why. Oh, I missed it. Which one? Hold it down. What? Shout out to Torn. Torn's on here. Put it on there again, Torn. Put it on. Soon to be a Marine. All right. Uh, what do the drill instructors think about older guys joining? Says Casey. Again, I took full advantage of that. You use that guy or girl for maturity, right? And kind of rounding up. It's not one of your drill instructors, but close. Torn. Be a cold day, and you know what? No, once changes happen, the CCs may be back around. You'll be gone anyway. Do what you can. Head on a swivel while you're there. Protect yourself. Don't trust nobody. Be safe. But get after it. You better be PTing in between serving chow. Get some. Which crown tastes the best? Green or red? Where's Hot Rod? Hot Rod likes the red ones. I like the green ones. Tyler, are you Army? Because that's Army's thing to say Marines eat crayons. Pretty funny. Yes, where's Jared? Who else we missing? Do a little roll call. Who we missing? Carl. Where has Carl been? Everybody. Anybody seen Carl? Talk to Carl. Jared might be listening, might be on the road. J Dub. So my crown melted in my truck the other day. Late Cookie's here? Oh yeah, where's Late Cookie? You better be working. Was it Sunday? He's back. Late Cookie, where you at? We just went on an amazing trip. We're gonna have to kind of replicate that soon. 143 here tonight. Double tap on that screen, everyone. Double tap, like, share, subscribe to those Marines, those young Marines, right? They're air station guys. They say, yeah, we watch your channel all the time. Pops up in our feed. I was like, awesome. Appreciate your support. You subscribed, right? They're like, subscribe. You got to subscribe. You did it. You did it. As we were still talking, so I was trying to catch my breath after the run. And he said, look, I'm subscribed now. That helps. And those of you that know how YouTube works and all that, the likes and the subscriptions obviously help so we can continue to do what we love to do. I want to, yeah, sorry, I was trying to catch up, read a couple. They're going so fast. I want to join the USMC in the future. There you go. Fly country, start now. I don't know, however old you are, start now. Jake does. If I graduate the top of my class, do I have to pay for my dress blues? Jake, you were talking about boot camp. The number one graduate in each platoon gets issued your dress blues for free. So yes, graduate number one, you get issued the full set of blues. All the other recruits get trousers and a white cover because that's the Delta uniform, blue dress Deltas. But if you graduate as guide or number one, which is the guide in boot camp, you will get issued your full set of blue dress uniform and you graduate in it. So you're saving, man, back when I don't know how much a set of blues cost, probably $500 by now. So how much? But if you graduate as guide, 399. You got it. Yeah, so go after it. So not gonna do Marines ever wear a rope around the shoulder like the Army infantry, for example? I don't know how to explain it. Great question, Menachem. One, you'll notice everybody I think knows by now, Marines don't wear a bunch of regalia is a nice way to put it. We don't wear stuff all over our uniform with feathers and ropes and guidons and medals all over the place. Very conservative or stingy, if you want to call it. But there are very few Marines that do wear a fourragé, is what it's called for us. The French fourragé worn on their left shoulder, it's green. That's for the 5th Marines. 4th and 5th Marine regiments are authorized to wear the French fourragé. When was that from? David Bryant. And the commandant's assistant, is it all general assistants? Commandant's, not his aide. The commandant's aide, maybe a couple of 3-star generals aides wear braids just to so everybody knows. Oh, there's the aide right there. Let me get with him or her. I got something for whatever. So no, we don't wear any other, nothing weird. And very recently they ribbons and badges. So 4th and 5th Marine Regiment, again, yes, authorized the French Fourze, but here's how stingy Marines are. You can only wear it while you're assigned assigned to that unit. So 5th Marines, in other words, I was part of 5th Marines for 3 years. Anytime we wore a uniform, we wore the French Fourze. As soon as I left that unit, I had to take it off. Still have it, still in my record books that I did. I was authorized to wear it during that time period, but never again unless you're with the 4th or 5th Marine Regiment. French Fourze. Uh, what's the significance behind the French Fourze? So that was not given, presented to us from the battle, Bella Wood. Battle of Bella Wood, because the fighting was so fierce, they thought, hey, you guys are awesome. Here you go. Presented it to us. And again, still to this day, we wear it only when you're assigned to those units. Kind of brings it back to the reminds me of the beret story that I did a while ago. Are Marines authorized to wear a beret? I had a bunch of answers, right? I loved all the answers in that. Because the bottom line is no, no way in hell would a Marine ever wear a beret. There are Marines that have earned them, right? And I even worked for one of my battalion commanders, worked for the British Royal Marines. I don't know, he was a badass. He went to school with these guys, did his what's that when officers go train for years, command level training. He went to a foreign country, trained with this foreign country, graduated everything, kicked butt, took names, and he earned their beret. But he couldn't wear it with his Marine uniform ever. Never. There was a short period of time when the Marines were entertaining. Should the Marine Corps have special forces, maybe MARSOC, somebody, recon snipers, should we introduce the beret to the Marine Corps? And luckily, they woke Chesty up and he said, hell no, Marines do not wear berets. Not like the other part of it is like, what purpose does a beret serve? It doesn't block the sun. Boonie covers blocks the sun. It doesn't break up any outline. There's real no purpose for beret. Green berets are an army thing. I think there's a couple different berets and a couple different services. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But even baseball caps, right? Would the Marine Corps ever wear a baseball cap? That's I think Navy and Air Force, they do wear baseball caps. There's a maroon beret. And I don't know who wears that. I'm with you, Joseph. Give me a boonie in the field only, of course. But boonies are good. They protect. They have a purpose. They protect you from the sun all the way around. Uh, but berets are definitely an army thing. Let's let them have it. Let's let them do the beret thing. So the beret would give you cover from the sun, just the top of your head, though. Right? It doesn't have a bill to cover your eyes so you can see better. Doesn't cover 'em anywhere. Black, green, maroon, and tan. I have 4 different berets. Maroon berets are airborne, skydivers. Uh, Interesting. Thank you, Brian. Brian Byron. I'm getting my beret and molding it in water. I know they do a lot of work to them berets, and they're very proud of them. Again, more power to all of them. I know they do. They form it. You figured out a way to you do all kinds of things with it to make it look awesome. Green beret are the same than Marines. What was it? So, Poolee, what was the name? One of John McJunkin's Poolees went in, asked um, about joining the Marine Corps, and you're prone to seasickness. So, one, there's a great possibility you're going to be on ship or even a smaller boat on the deployment. Depends on what your MOS is. And again, and in fact, all MOSs have been on ship one time or another. You're not going to live on a ship for 3 years like the Navy does. You're not going to get assigned to it, but there's a high likelihood that you'll be on the water somewhere. Where Marines are amphibious, so you got to suck it up. I, I I got years and years on the big ships. You can't really tell. It's again they rock kind of like this and puts me to sleep. I like it. Smaller boats, right? Mike boats stuff where you're breathing and exhaust. I've had felt queasy many times on smaller boats, but they have what's the Dramamine you can take. They have the patches you put behind your ear. Seen it all, but I know also know be prepared because I've seen seasickness and it looks horrible. They really do turn green. They puke for a while, get it all out of their system, and then they seem to be good after that. But there's not, I don't know if there's anything you can do except prepare for it. Know that if you're getting ready to go on ship or a small boat, start taking that Dramamine, start putting them patches behind your ear. So good luck with that. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to suck it up, right? And nobody, nobody. First, I did see asked what rank I was. And again, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Sound check. Are we back on?
No, it's good.
It's back on. Check 5 by 5. Sound. I don't know if you can put it on mute now. Everything's good. All right. Old Irene says Rock Marines had a great solution for seasickness. So would you. Rock Marine is a Republic of Korea Marine, and they are hardcore. What?
Did you answer what rank you?
Yes, yes. It's good now. Thanks. All good. Limit Charlie. All right, all right, all right. Sound check is good. Hello, we're Oscar Mike, and whatever y'all say. All right. Is recon harder than infantry, Fly Country? That's another good question. Is recon harder than infantry? I was never part of recon. I did take the recon indoc as a corporal just to see if I could do it. And I did. I passed. I think I told that story maybe in a short one time. The only thing I blew was the call for fire. I didn't know how to call for fire at that time as a young Marine, but I learned it and I got it. But here's the difference: is the same way I talk about all special forces operators, all operators, Green Berets, SEALs, all of them, MARSOC, snipers, recon. They're all badasses. They are, and that's what they do 24/7. That's what they do for their job and for their life. So it's tough. Obviously, the more you do it, the better you're going to get. Right? Just like a football player, and that it's NFL hard. I'm sure it is. Once you've been seasoned a little while and you do it and you get your own battle rhythm, you're going to be good at it because that's what you do 24/7 every single day. For your average guy going into recon tomorrow, yes, it's going to be tough. Infantry is different in other ways. You don't just work out 24/7. Which again, recon they do more than just that as well. All special forces, their classes are very intelligent. Don't take anything away from special forces, but whatever you do, whatever your job is playing the guitar tough. Yes, it's tough for me. I can't play guitar, but if I did it 24/7 every single day, then I would say no. Playing guitar is not hard at all. That's what I'm sure recon, we're tough, but you can do it. You just have to decide if that's what you're going to do. Right? I have a feeling that the SEALs will say the same. Green Berets, Delta Force, all those guys. Matthew Askren is here. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Smash the like button. Yes, thank you. How's everything, Matthew? Russ, thank you for your service. Your dad is a Marine and Army, but loved being a Marine. He's still a Marine. Yes, Audie Murphy picture. All right. What was the question on the Audie Murphy picture? All right, I'll tell you. Here's why we put it up there.
What's your opinion on
So
you believe this is no way?
here's what I got from that photo.
Pictures, for example, whatnot.
Yes, great questions about that photo of the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps discussing. That was a big oopsie by the Sergeant Major, says Menachem. Yes, chaps. You never told me. Can we call you chaps yet? So yes, that was, and it ended up redacting it, or they got rid of it. They took it down. That was a hee-haw move, is what I like to call it. He was talking about standards when pointing to a picture of Audie Murphy. And those of you who don't know, he is a Medal of Honor recipient in the Army, just a regular all around bad mother, you know what? He had more than one, three or two. Anyhow, probably one of the most highly decorated soldiers in our history. There's an Audie Murphy club organization in the Army. He is a significant part of the United States Army. He's the man, Audie Murphy. Audie Murphy is like your chesty. He is the chesty puller of the Army. And what the Sergeant Major did was kind of dogging him about standards on his ribbons not being placed correctly. And he made a statement like, this is what happens when you don't have standards, pointing to the photo of Audie Murphy with his ribbons worn. And it was a normal style. Look at watch the short again, or look at the picture. It did look odd. He had his normal rec, and then he had some ribbons on top of it. It didn't look like it was supposed. Who cares? That's Audie Murphy. He needs to be recognized as a hero. Period. You don't talk. You can talk about standards all day long. Get a Marine up there, because you see Marines out of regulations. You want to talk about standards? Keep it in house. That's that was the message that he put out. And again, he redacted it, apologized for it, and that was kind of the basis of ours. He is a well-known soldier. You don't say nothing bad about him. Um,
A little bit of crackling.
what? A little bit of crackling. It's not just my voice. Oh, Audie Murphy, the Marines respect you. URAH. May you be missed. I'm with you, Tanjan. Poncho liner, for God's sake. Oh, yeah, you see that poncho liner. Don't be jealous. Look at this. Sergeant Cece, Sergeant Llewellyn, and Sergeant Peregrine, platoon 1077 1st Battalion, Bravo Company. What's up, John? Era.
That's me either.
It's not JTB, it's a different one. Llewellyn, Sergeant Llewellyn. Tell me he wasn't a beast. He was our J. He was a beast. He was good. Audie Murphy, plane crash not far from me. And he died young. Man, Audie Murphy, 40 something, 40 something years old. Died way too early. Wow. Miss Chris Kyle, real soldier. I believe Audie Murphy wanted to join the Marines, but was too short. I could be wrong. Interesting, very interesting, because there is a height waiver. I mean, there is a height minimum. Uh-huh. Teach him about teach about him and Basilon. Yes. Ooh, which one? Joseph Brown.
Somebody said it was showing up on that.
What did it say?
Somebody said Chris Carl's.
Yeah. Chris Kyle was a Navy SEAL.
Somebody's names.
Interesting story as well, and he definitely was a badass. Yeah, and unfortunate how that all went down. Bunch of 5x5 males in the Marines who were deployed. Yes, I think it's 5'3", though, is the minimum. Yeah, it was back in the day. Yeah, who knows what it was? 5'5". Basilon was Iwo Jima. He was Iwo Jima. But there are. What's that? The story that one Marine was like 4'10" or something.
Recently?
Yeah, remember?
But the other.
Mm. All right. Thank you for your service. My dad was a radar tech in Vietnam. RIP, Dad. Semper Fi and RIP to your dad, Cam. Thank you. What do you use? A flamethrower. How about the flamethrowers? I just searched it up. He was too short and too underweight. Wow. Yeah. So again, he didn't put in a waiver. He didn't watch my show. He didn't put in a waiver. Maybe could have got a waiver. Wow, it's interesting. Being a bad mother, you know what, and being short and small and underweight, still got it happen. Or still made it happen. All right. Hey, Sergeant Major, let me know how to get in touch with you. I just retired from law enforcement. I worked gangs and homicide in one lad. Thanks for helping me. Would love to get in touch with you. Definitely. John, in the link in the descriptions, in the description of the page, right? You can get on Instagram, send us a message. Definitely. John, would love to catch up and we'll get you on the show.
Something's Poolees. I gotta go see.
McJunkin, put it up at, oh, let's hear what it is.
This is supposed to be Poolee office. He's lost me.
So one of McJunkin's crew, birth certificate might be fake because his parents came here illegally. And he doesn't know if it's legit or not. MEPS is going to be the one to confirm that. So don't let that be a reason not to try. Right? Again, there's a waiver for everything. So or start your naturalization now. but don't let that be a reason to not join. Go for it. Waiver for everything. Waiver for everything. Um, by the way, Sergeant Major is from Menachem. I'm not a chaplain or a commission yet. I'll let you know when things proceed. You're our chaps, Menachem. You are our chaps. But let us know what they call the chaplain in the Army. Is it chaps also? Also. Positive 26. Yes, we've been praying for Texas, right? Hill country. Please join us in our prayers for them. The count, I think, went up to 86. Old Jyrene said, we're praying hard for everyone affected by the floods in Hill Country, Texas, Kerrville, in that area. I'm the channel chaps. There you go, Menachem. All right. Texas Marine, Semper Fi, 1775. Good to see you, brother. Chaplain over here in the UK. All right, we've got plenty of chaps on here. God bless you all. And thank you what you do. Thank you for what you do for your service members. Keep God in them and on them 24/7. You can call me sir and stand at attention for me. Let's go, Menachem. When we meet face to face, I got something for you. Right. What's up, Austin? Trinidad. That's the person from Trinidad? All right. So foreign other countries, yes, you can join and you get your naturalization work on it now, but you can even get it once you get in. I've seen Marines do that as well. Yes, Menachem is called. We're gonna do the Sergeant Padilla and we're gonna slay. I'm gonna slay you. That's the new one. It's not new. We've used slay, thrash, right? As a drill instructor, we used to thrash cadets. Now you hear a lot of slay. Slay's a new buzzword in San Diego anyway. Maybe Paris Island, maybe it's a thing. Did I talk about the other thing I heard? What was that nickname for a weak drill instructor? Who knows that? Whack T. I've been watching almost all of your lives. I have a question, which if there's some Russians after me, well then, was that Derek? So hello, Sergeant Major, Semper Fi Marines, 369 gunfighters. All right, gunfighters in the house. Tony made it to sergeant back in the 80s, served in Beirut as a peacekeeper, and then the American. Thanks for your service, Tony. Beirut. I don't think we talk about enough about Beirut. They do in boot camp, they still teach it, but I don't think it's talked about enough, really. I really want to join the military, but I'm covered in tattoos. Is it possible to join? Paul Bowie. It depends on where your tattoos are and what they are. Any gang related, any anti-American, anything stupid, you probably won't be able to. But everything's waiverable, right? Talk to your recruiter, take some photos, they'll send it to MEPS, they'll send it to higher headquarters, Marine Corps, and they'll determine. There are tattoo waivers, so check it out. Uh, Poolie asks, Poolie Stroud asks, I've been in bodybuilding in high school, but can't seem to gain weight or body mass. Can I take creatine at boot camp? No. You're not going to take any kind of supplements like that. And you're going to eat as much as possible in the 3 meals a day that you're going to serve. And they're whole big hearty meals. You just got to learn to eat very fast to get as much in as you can. And they're good meals. You're not going to be eating any junk food. So you're going to eat right in boot camp, but you're going to be burning a lot of calories. So I gained weight in boot camp. I gained muscle weight in boot camp. So it is possible you're going to maintain your physique. Or if you've been bodybuilding now, you'll lose a little bit, but you're going to lose the stuff you want to lose, the fat. I see Salty Saxy up here. Just popping and let everyone know I'm alive. Why? I missed it. What else did he say? Good to see you, Salty. We miss you, brother. You got to come back. College homework. Handle your business. Do your homework. Do your homework. Great to see you. Great to see you. Hope everything else is going well for you. How's that truck? I know it's been like a pain in your side. Hopefully the truck is running and you're getting your college work done. Yes, good to see you. Thank you for your service. My brother is 12 years, Special Forces in the Army. Appreciate you. Appreciate your brother's service. Hua to him. Get him on this channel as well. And then peacekeeping in Ireland, luckily not when it was really bad. Wow. Ethan Todd. That had to be something different. Crazy. Pretty tough. Those guys are tough as well. You think you can sing the Marine? Do you think I can sing the Marines hymn? You kidding me? I sing it in my sleep 24/7. All of you better be able to sing the Marines hymn. All 3 verses. Yes, the whole thing. Have you seen the Arms Room channel, ex-military, his gun collection? I have not. I'm gonna look it up though. Uh, Steroids, don't do it. Did you know that Marines in the DC burial detail are about 270 pounds? Yes, the burial detail are beasts. Those guys are huge. They are beasts. They got to be. Nobody. Thank you very much. You may not remember me, but I went through summer camp. I learned a lot there. Just want to say thank you. That experience set me up for life, and I'm thankful. Thank you very much for saying that. Appreciate that. Appreciate your generosity. That's awesome. That's what we do here. Glad to hear everything's working out well for you. Keep getting after it. Semper Fi, my friend. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I watched the video on the burial detail Marines. They are huge, and they probably do. Those are guys who take creatine and protein and work out 24/7 because they're carrying them caskets with the human being inside, not light. So, and they have to be able to do it with precision and in step and just perfectly. I miss what Carrie Ann Marie said. Poolie Clayton asked, "What would be the best enlistment career if the Marine in the Marine Corps if I need time for studying for college?" Time management. Time management is how you get through college being on active duty. Um, but the best, the infantry is going to be the toughest, hands down. You're always going to be busy, always going to be in the field or on deployment, cleaning rifles, fielding. You're going to be busy as an infantry Marine. The Marine Corps is a little bit different from infantry to say, and but the unit will dictate it also. If you're in a busy unit, you could be an O1 administrator and you could be busy working 12-hour days. So, and there's going to be times in your career, no matter what your MOS is, that you'll have time for school. Then there's going to be times that you just won't have as much. So, time management, time management, time management. Administration, MOS will give you time to study for college. So that's why the first one I thought of was admin. But if you're admin, you get assigned to an infantry battalion, you might not have the same time you had if you were in the air wing or a support like support unit. So it all depends. But here's what I will tell you: there's time in the infantry also. Time management. You can make it happen. Uh, air wing. Derek Big Horse. Derek Big Horse. All that. What degree do you have, Derek? But yes, it's possible in every single MOS. Put up a short with the words to the Marines hymn. It's long, Carrie Emery. That's it. I'm just going to sing it for a short. Takes about 90 seconds. Okay, tell me about the gunner rank, Sergeant Major. Chief Warrant Officer 5, 2 pay grades. The gunner is the infantry chief warrant officer. You have to be a 0369 first. That's an infantry staff NCO. Then you apply for the gunner program. If you get selected, you go to school, gunner school, then you become a gunner, an actual gunner. Way back when, old Irene's time, you used to call all warrant officers gunner. That's not the case anymore. Gunners are different. They're infantry officers. The rank insignia is the chief warrant officer, whatever they happen to be, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And then on the other collar, they wear the bursting bomb. Awesome. Marine gunners are a special breed of Marine. And they're the battalion commanders, right-hand man on all weapons systems, not just American. They know everything there is to know about our enemy's weapons systems as well. So they got to be on top of their game. Gunners got to be on top of their game. Very select few Anybody know about how many? About 300 probably in the Marine Corps. There's not a lot of gunners. Each battalion has one. Each regiment has one. Division has one. There's not that many gunners, Marine gunners throughout the Marine Corps, but they're pretty damn amazing. Hoorah, go Gunners. It's the second most jarheads to get lost on. Oh, second verse that most jarheads. Yes, because they don't know how it starts. And I have a way to memorize it. I am going to do a short on Marines hymn, thanks to Carrie Ann Marie. But yes, all three verses. And the first verse is we fight our country's battles, not we will fight. Take out the word will. I don't know where that came from. We fight our country's battles. Hurrah. Derek was a radio operator, and my time in service was Iraq and training 29 pounds, but I got sergeant, 9 ribbons within 3.5 years. Era, get some, Derek. Still in, right? Even Menachem, a soon-to-be army chaplain, knows the Marines. Yeah, all three verses, Menachem. Elijah 22, what's the biggest difference in your opinion? Who is better, Navy, Air Force, or Army? Here's my politically correct answer. They all have different missions. So they are the best in the world at what they do. I mean, that's just a fact that we have the best Navy in the world. We have the best Air Force in the world. We have the best Army in the world. Depends on what you want to do. If you're trying to decide which one you want to join, you want to fly constantly, you want to be in the water constantly. Army does all of it. So they're all great. I'll talk trash about all of them because I'm a Marine. I can do that. But they're all the best the world has to offer. All right. I remember Gunnar Wade showing us all kinds of trick for 1 point sling back when I was with third LAR. I'm telling you, gunners know it all, do it all. When you don't see them, they're after they take their nap, smoke their cigar, they're studying something about some kind of combat, something to make that organization better, to make each individual infantryman better. I can't say it enough. Gunners are truly amazing, and I've known some awesome ones without a doubt. Wouldn't go to combat without a gunner. Can you have a service animal during active duty? It's a great question. I want to say yes, because you can have any kind of animal on your off time, but can you take that service animal to work is another question. Which again, that's a great question. I want to say probably the infantry, no, because when you deploy, you're going to have canines. So I don't know how that would work out. A service dog is much different than a bomb dog or a bad guy dog or a drug dog, right? And those are $100,000 trained dogs. They're not going to want your service dog intermixing with them. So great question though. It's interesting. Can you have animals in the barracks? Nope, no animals in the barracks. We have plenty of devil dogs in there. Hurrah! Remember Marines asking if they could have a goldfish or it's some kind of tanked. But no, you're gone too much. It dies. It's too much of a headache field days. No animals in the barracks, just Marines. 117 likes. Thanks, Doc. Trying to get some. Do you have any thoughts on Marine Embassy Guard? Tony, yes. Another great question. Marine Embassy Guards. My one regret in the Marine Corps that I never had the opportunity to do that. I always wanted to. Never heard bad stories about it. There's been some incidences that Marines get themselves into in foreign countries on embassy duty, but I definitely, it's something that I did want to do, right? How great would that be to go into a foreign country, work there, like if they still do it the same way, it was usually had two duty stations, a hardship, like some whole country somewhere, dirt poor third world country, and then you'd have a good one like Italy, Germany, France. You'd have a I can't remember what the term they used for them, but a hardship one and a good one. Um, you do have to be certain height. Now tattoos come into play. You can't have sleeve tattoos. It's a different criteria to be a embassy guard that you have to follow. But I wish I would have had the opportunity, either as a young Marine or even as a staff NCO taking my family. I never met the criteria though. What was can you look at John McJunkin's crew had another question.
Yep. I'm 13 years old.
13, it's very early, so you got plenty of time, but you're already in the right genre, right? Stay around Marines, stay around get the language down, physical fitness, mental toughness. Again, you're still early to start pounding the pavement and hitting the gym, but you're doing it. You're doing it right now. So congratulations, knowing at 13 what you want to do. A lot of us don't know. I kind of still wondering what I'm going to do when I grow up. But keep doing what you're doing. Hanging out with a crew like you are now. You're on the exact right path right now. Non-hardship and hardship. Thanks, Mark. I guess I didn't realize it was as simple as that, though. Yeah. All right, Menachem is out. Got to do some important officer stuff now. I'll hit you up in a bit. I'll be back. You got to check rosters. You ever check rosters? That's what staff NCOs do. When I went to do sergeant major things, that's taking a nap, Menachem. We know you're going to take a nap. Tattoo reg has changed recently. Nothing on the face, neck, or hands. So Lawrence, that's what it's always been: face, neck, and hands, with the exception of a waiver here and there. How is guarding the embassy different from traditional Marine Corps duties? It's a great question, Doc. It's one, you're in a foreign country. There's a team, depending on the size of the embassy, you could have a team of 4 or you could have 40. How busy it is, what country it is, again, the political aspects of that country, and that's all you do. You're taken out of your MOS, you're an embassy guard, and that's all you do. You either stand and watch or you're resting. So I think that's the biggest difference. If you're a motor T guy, went on embassy duty, you ain't doing no motor T stuff. You're a guard. Um, Working for the president is obviously different than being at your motor pool back in Camp Pendleton. So I think just the battle rhythm is completely different. The Marine on guard duty, I remember I was on guard duty 3 months on Camp Pendleton. They sent me 3 months, and I did it for 3 months. Went right back to my MOS. This is embassy duties 3 years. Get after it, Menachem. Remember, nothing less than 3 miles. Marine guards are in the real world duty, 24 hours, serious job. Right? This guarding Camp Pendleton is a little different than the embassy in Iran. Right? That's the biggest difference. But again, I think that's something you should definitely explore as a young Marine. Embassy duty. In fact, I'm telling you, if I wish I would have known so much more about the Marine Corps prior to going in. And am I a quick learner? Sometimes I got to learn the hard way. And I don't even know if I would change anything. Well, embassy duty would definitely be one. I would have done that. Something I really did want to do. I even wanted to be a recruiter. I wanted to be a drill instructor first, then a recruiter. But in all that, I also wanted to deploy. That's why I joined the Marine Corps. That's what I wanted to do. So I was never short on deployments. I was deployed a lot. That's what Marines do. So there are some schools I wish I would have. I want to get my jump wings. I want to get my scuba bubbles, like all Marines do. But your career just, and there's only so much you can do in an entire career. And I think I did about 90% of the things I wanted to do. But there's always more. So if you're a bored Marine, you ain't getting after it. Right? There's way too much for you to do for your country and corps. So if you're bored, if you're in a job that you're in a 9 to 5 and you're collecting a paycheck, you're in it for the wrong reasons. That's here's my bash on the other services. Join the Air Force and do that 9 to 5. But if you're gonna go to explore the world, fight for your country, do all the things that Marines do day in and day out, sit on a ship out in the middle of nowhere, just waiting for something bad to happen, or a hurricane or some kind of tragedy, and then go help. You want to serve, you do it in the Marine Corps. Thank you for your service. Sergeant Major, base is quiet. You globe and anchor on your shoulders. Carl Green is in the house. What's up, Carl Green? Where you been? How you been? Do you owe us some burpees, or you been taking care of business? Miss you, Carl. Glad you're back. Hope everything's is well. Briefly, give us a little update if you can. If not, we got you. Uh,
Answered for all of his questions.
Doc Holiday. What Doc Holiday say?
Still feel the way you need to
Oh yeah, when the base is quiet, do you still feel the weight of the Eagle Globe and Anchor on your shoulders? 100%. As a retiree, I feel the weight of the Eagle Globe and Anchor on my shoulder. Yes, right there. Tim Nichols said it. Once the Eagle Globe and Anchor is earned, it's never hard to carry. I think, did I say the same thing? Burpees completed. Thanks, Carl. Again, how you been, brother? Hey, Carl. We love and miss you. Stu Geek 1 mil. What question were you asking? Was it a real one? Sorry, what's the one question you wish more Marines ask each other but don't? Hmm. Marines are hard headed
if they're okay.
if they're okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, how you doing? But the producer said if they're okay. And that's what we don't do enough of. We like to tell stories about ourselves, and people love to talk about themselves and all the badass things that they did and how tough they are and how motivated they are. Just how you doing? And just are you okay? Is everything okay? We don't do that enough, right? And that's that empathy that I'm still learning. Luckily, the producer reminds me all the time because I'm here. I'm 100 miles an hour all the time. And you got to stop and say, bro, how you doing? Right? Is everything okay? As Joey would say. Carl Green says, I'm already preparing for Veterans Day activities with the DAV home. Awesome, Carl. Good on you, brother. We all need to do that. Veterans Day is coming up. Find a place where you can help some veterans do anything. The DAV is a great place to start. The Disabled American Veterans. Awesome. Stu Geek, ask it. I may have seen it. There's a lot of you on here tonight. This is amazing. You guys are awesome. Can I be a part of the content team? Shout out to the producer. Uh, ask the question. I'm gonna start landing this helicopter real soon. Has it been 2 hours? Arnold Ibarra. First time here. Love it so far. Subscribe, brother. Tell your friends and come back. Next live is Wednesday. Wednesday night. Next live.
Might be told that I said I don't know. That's why.
We don't know. We're going to be traveling again very, very soon, like Thursday. Excuse me. So we'll let you know. Check the posts. She's saying no. She's not in charge. I wear the pants here. She just tells me which ones to wear. Stu Geek 1 mil says, "Are you a fan of David Goggins?" We'll end it on this. I don't dislike David Goggins. I think he's tough. He's a bad, you know what, physically a beast. I don't find it necessary to curse and swear and trying to appeal to a younger crowd that curses and everything is F this and F that and F you, and you better suck it the F up. And I just think all that is unnecessary. I don't know if it's because I'm maybe a little more mature, a little older, that doesn't appeal to me. He is a little extreme. He does some extreme stuff for the notoriety to say, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. It's all about David Goggins is all about David Goggins. Do I think he has some valuable stuff in his videos and his training? 100%. Look at him. He's a freaking beast. but I think he just, yeah, I think he needs to find a better balance, right? There's other guys out there. So I don't watch him. He's not one of my favorites to watch, but I've watched him. So I don't dislike him. All right. Ogie, what's up? Miss you too, brother. That's some following time. Now give me a call. I absolutely will. Good to see you. Um, Congratulations on your retirement. Come back and let us know when you're retiring. Definitely, we're gonna get together. Who's gonna carry the logs? Says Annie Bananas. I like that. All right. Just earn the sub. Thank you, Shoe Geek 1 mil. That's what it's all about, brother. And share with your friends. Help us continue to build this community so we can go for our ultimate goal at the very end, which we talked about a little bit. Menachem, you better take your butt into that rain. Raining. If it ain't raining, we ain't training. If you're gonna hang out with Marines, you got to do what stuff that Marines do, and we like when it rains. So 1 September very soon. Love you, brother. Love you too. We'll definitely be back and we'll talk some more. See y'all Wednesday. Maybe. Simplify, my friends. God bless. Hoorah.